So, if there's one thing I know, it's that you guys love your coffee. Coffee is something that so many people love to enjoy on a daily basis. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you might have had the question, is it okay if I drink coffee on an empty stomach? It's sort of this whole concept of should I just fast till lunch and drink coffee, or is it okay to have my coffee and then have my breakfast a little bit later, even if I don't fast all the way till lunch? Just these are questions that I hear a lot, and it can kind of be confusing. So if you've ever wondered, what does it matter? Does it matter if I drink my coffee on an empty stomach? What's really going on, sort of on the inside when that happens? Is it good for my health or not? If you ever wondered that, stick around because I'm about to answer this question in this really short video. 5 minutes or less is my goal. Let's do it. So, should you drink coffee on an empty stomach? I'm going to let you answer that question for yourself, but I want to give you a little bit of information to base your decision on. So, in general, our preferred source of energy within our body comes from glucose. It comes from eating foods. Carbohydrates are a great source of fuel for our body in general. Of course, fats and proteins and all of that come into play, but when it comes to a good energy source for our body, glucose in the form of carbohydrates is really its preferred source of fuel. And so whenever our body doesn't have its preferred source of fuel and it's not present, it is going to stimulate the adrenals to produce cortisol and epinephrine to get our blood sugar up, because obviously that's what needs some energy to run off of. And so that's kind of the process in that. And so whenever we possibly wait a little bit longer after we get up to eat, maybe we fast till lunch, maybe we just, fast a few hours after we get up. Either way, if we don't have the preferred source of fuel, within about 30 minutes to an hour, our body is going to automatically start these processes because we need energy. So what happens when we kind of throw some coffee into that situation and haven't eaten yet, right? We're drinking coffee on an empty stomach. We're trying to decide, is that good or is that bad? So what happens whenever we drink coffee on an empty stomach? Remember, our preferred source of fuel is glucose. And so whenever we don't have that, our adrenals kick in and it produces cortisol and adrenaline because it wants to get that energy source up, right? It has to get that blood sugar up. And so what does coffee do when it comes in there? It enhances that. It kind of revs that up. And so honestly, to add that into an already stressed system is really not the best idea to drink coffee on an empty stomach. A better idea is to pair it with a meal, to pair it with breakfast, to pair it with even a little bit of something to eat so your body gets that preferred source and it doesn't have to pull from its reserves, right? It doesn't have to kind of bring in the big guns to raise your blood sugar. That food is already doing what it needs to do. And so that, increased production of these stress hormones isn't triggered and isn't perpetuated by this caffeine from coffee. And so the best idea really is to eat within 30 minutes to an hour of waking, especially if you tend to be, a little bit more of have a more stressful life and you know that your adrenals are being taxed already. You don't really want to make that any worse. And so eating within that hour window when you wake up is great. And it's totally fine to have some coffee with that, right? I'm saying you can definitely have your coffee. Just make sure that, especially if you know that you are in a more stressful season of your life, or you're starting to have some of these symptoms, such as just fatigue, maybe irritability, maybe trouble sleeping, low libido, like these types of these types of little, they're like little whispers, right? They're little signs that your body needs a little bit more support where your adrenals are concerned, and a little bit less stress would really do your body well. You don't really want to make that any worse by drinking coffee on an empty stomach. So a really easy thing to do is just make sure you pair your coffee with a meal. That's the best way to enjoy your coffee, but yet not trigger this response. If for some reason you just You want to drink your coffee on an empty stomach, or maybe you just are in a pinch and you can't eat breakfast right away. Just simply putting collagen and a little bit of honey in your coffee would be a good thing to do, because it's going to give you that little bit of protein, and it's going to give you a little bit of glucose from the honey, so that your body gets that little bit of source of energy until you can get some food. So if you just prefer to drink your coffee on the way to work and then you're going to eat breakfast at work or whatever, there's so many different scenarios, right? Just simply putting those two additions in your coffee would be a really great thing to do if that's just the way you want to enjoy your coffee. So I'll let you make the decision what is best for you. But just simply knowing this, I feel, is a really great addition to your knowledge base, so that you can make the decision for yourself. I really love to arm you with great information so that you can make an informed decision for yourself. So if you have loved this video, I would love to know. So let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. If you love the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, because I put out videos every single Wednesday answering a popular question. And so you're going to want to stay in the loop of those so that you can continue to learn on this journey of yours, so that you can be the best version of yourself. So one more thing that I wanted you to just know about is that if you like this type of conversation and you're loving these videos that I'm putting out, I would love to invite you to a bi-weekly webinar that I do. Every other Thursday, I come on and just try to give you a bigger picture of what's going on in your health, kind of like a 30-foot view, and then how you can move forward based on that information. And I know there's so many opinions on all of these health-related things. I kind of give you one thing to filter all of those through, so that you have less overwhelm and you can finally move forward in your health. So I'm going to put the link to that to register below to my next live webinar. I would love to have you there. In the meantime, I love to show up on Instagram, so go follow me over there. I always love to have conversations in DMs or in my inbox. So you can definitely find me either one of those places and start a conversation and let me know how I can help. All right, guys, until the next video, see you then.